So since we're here in the produce department, if you were to pan, you would see a lot of these yellow signs up there that indicating how much of our produce is local. That's economically sustainable. We also have a program where all the waste from everything that spoils, that doesn't quite make it into a shopping cart, is saved in the back and given to one of our local farmers. They alternate who gets which, and they can bring all that back to their farm, turn that into compost, use that compost to make their farms healthier. In our deli, we switched from our plastic clamshells and all of our plastic casings that are in the deli, even though we don't have any signs up about it right now, we switched over to a bio-based clamshell, which is commercially compostable. And so that's something we're going to talk a little bit more with the community about, but obviously removing that much plastic waste from the waste stream is a good step in the right direction. All of our food waste that happens in our kitchen, we're now starting to gather. We're going to be a part of this Food Loops program, where all of our food waste will be digested and turned into fertilizer, and then in turn we're going to sell that fertilizer in the homestead. We highly encourage people to bring their own bags and to bring their own containers. It's really nice to see that a lot of cities and states around the country are starting to get away from plastic bags at the registers. We did that 10 years ago. We committed to recycled paper about 10 years ago. We haven't used any plastic bags at the registers for more than a decade.
In the journey to becoming more sustainable, it's in this industry, there's a lot of systems that are not very sustainable. They're not very eco-friendly. We deal with a product that a lot of people will throw away, or they'll just flush down a drain. And when you're dealing with those types of systems, the only real answer is to try to figure out how to not use plastics. And in that, we decided to start doing water-based printing. Now, water-based printing is not easy. It's not a perfect system either. It has its pros and cons. It's a better system for the environment, and we're always trying to figure out how to make what we use and better as we go along. No thinners and things like that. We have water cleaning solvents that we use now that are actually biodegradable and water soluble. And in doing that, has allowed us to start learning how to be more eco-friendly with recycling water systems that we have. We've gone from using thousands of gallons a month to only a few hundred here and there, because we've actually had systems that recycle water that sprays out our screens. And even the cleaning detergents that we use are more of a dish soap more than anything, and they actually break the chemicals down, and it's going to be difficult, but in the long haul it's going to be better for the planet that we're all inhabiting together. Something that we are getting more and more passionate about as we go along.
We just had children. We were looking for a place to raise them, and my grandfather told me that you should raise children on a farm. So we bought a farm. Ahead of time, we go and talk with the landowner, and we develop a plan. We tell them what the goats can do and what they can't do. We set up it's an electric net fence. We set it up the day before, and then the next day we come back with as many goats as we can bring. Their favorites are poison ivy, honeysuckle vine, bush honeysuckle, Chinese privet, lots of different weeds and vines. We have seen so much community support. It's just really wonderful how the community has rallied around the goats. We do have regulars, goat groupies. One magazine article called them. We're really surprised because we're just a little business, but we are highly sustainable. Goats, there's a lot of food around for them. They reproduce rapidly, and they're really fun and easy to take around. And as far as a green business, well, they even fertilize the area they've been in so it goes much greener after the goats have left. Yeah, the goat manure is comparable to rabbit manure. It's You should see my tomatoes.